This motion that you are sponsoring come next week, how then will it now put this into perspective and become more effective?
The motion actually addresses two things. The issue of how to legislate the program, because currently the program is running on a sort of amendment act that is embedded in the Education Act. That's not really, you can enforce it, but it's a lot of the details are actually dependent on the political goodwill. For instance, budget allocation is not stipulated. It's not a percentage of a ministry budget. It's not a, it just depends on which government of the day. So it means if we have a government that is patriarchal, that does not really care about this issue of period poverty, they might even say we are just going to allocate 50 million, and it's really dependent on who's in office. So I'm trying to find a way to legislate that so that it doesn't matter who's in office, but in terms of budget allocations, at least to some extent, or in terms of a financial provision to some extent to which we can try and legislate, we can see that through. The second thing is the whole end-to-end of the program needs to be streamlined so that we don't have loopholes where people are taking advantage of the program. For instance, the procurement regulations around it is a big thing because, first of all, Kenya was the first African country that took out the taxes on pads, but that means only the final product. So when you import the pads, then you don't pay the import duty and stuff on the final product. But when you look at the local manufacturers, they don't import the final product, they import the materials, and the raw materials are still highly taxed. So we need to find a way where we can address that so that, the period poverty starts from the point of poverty in itself. It means that people don't have the capital, the money to purchase these items. Why don't they have the money? They are not employed, they don't have businesses. So the local manufacturers actually play a key role in terms of even participating in ending period poverty. How? When you have the companies, the local manufacturers actually getting some of these tenders, then it spurs the creation of casual jobs for quite a while. And that is a source of income for many of parents who are actually now using the same money to purchase their sanitary towels. So we need to regulate on issues on how to ensure that that industry thrives. That's one thing. The other thing is we must also specify the frequency at which government provides. Currently, government provides once a year. There's a provision of once a year, so you get your batch, and from the research that I've done, the students get between 5 to 7 packets, those that have received between 5 to 7 packets for the year. Now you have your period every month. Every month you're using a minimum of 2 packets. If you do the math, we are barely getting to the point where we are saying that we are giving access to that. So I'm also trying to see how is it that we can legislate around that.